Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're embarking on an epic journey through time to explore the fascinating history of Japan, a nation that has swung between complete isolation and global dominance. Let's dive in. Our story begins thousands of years ago, with early settlers who laid the groundwork for Japan's unique culture. By the 4th century, the Yamato kingdom emerged, establishing the imperial line that in theory continues to this day. During this period, Japan was like a sponge, absorbing crucial influences from mainland Asia, including writing systems, Buddhism, and centralized government structures inspired by China. But central power doesn't always last. By the late Heian period, the elegant imperial court in Kyoto was losing its grip. Power shifted from the nobles to provincial warrior clans. This marked the dawn of Japan's feudal age. In 1192, the Kamakura shogunate was established, a military government led by the shogun. This was the era of the samurai, the legendary warriors who lived by the code of Bushido. Japan's resilience was tested when the mighty Mongol Empire attempted to invade not once, but twice. Both times, massive fleets were destroyed by powerful typhoons, which the Japanese called kamikaze, or divine winds, believing the gods had protected them. After the Mongol invasions, the shogunate's authority weakened, plunging Japan into a century of chaos known as the Sengoku period, or the Age of Warring States. Powerful warlords known as daimyo carved up the country, building immense castles and battling for supremacy. This era of constant conflict was unexpectedly disrupted by newcomers from the West. Portuguese traders arrived, bringing with them two things that would change Japan forever: firearms and Christianity. The arquebus, a type of matchlock gun, revolutionized Japanese warfare, while Christian missionaries found surprising success in converting a number of daimyo and their subjects. Out of this turmoil, three extraordinary leaders emerged to unify the nation. First was Oda Nobunaga, a brilliant but ruthless strategist who embraced firearms and nearly conquered all of Japan before his betrayal and death. His top general, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, a man of humble origins, completed the unification. After Hideyoshi's death, his most powerful regent, Tokugawa Ieyasu, seized control after the decisive Battle of Sekigahara in 1600. Ieyasu established the Tokugawa shogunate, moving the capital to Edo, which we now know as Tokyo. This began the Edo period, over 250 years of peace and stability. The arts flourished, cities grew, and a vibrant merchant class emerged. However, this peace came at a price. Wary of foreign influence, the shogunate implemented the Sukoku, or closed country policy. Almost all foreigners were expelled, Japanese people were forbidden from leaving, and trade was restricted to a tiny Dutch outpost in Nagasaki. For 2.5 centuries, Japan was a world unto itself. This long slumber was abruptly shattered in 1853. American Commodore Matthew Perry sailed into Edo Bay with his black ships, powerful steam frigates that Japan's wooden junks were no match for. Perry delivered an ultimatum: open your ports to trade or face the consequences. The shogunate, realizing they were technologically outmatched, had no choice but to agree. This perceived weakness sparked a massive internal crisis. Samurai clans from the south, arguing that the shogun had failed to protect the country, rallied to revere the emperor and expel the barbarians. This movement culminated in the Meiji Restoration of 1868. The last shogun stepped down, and power was officially restored to the young Emperor Meiji. But this was no return to the old ways. The new Meiji government launched a breathtakingly rapid program of modernization. Their slogan was "Rich country, strong army." They sent missions to the West to study everything from constitutions and factory production to military tactics. Feudalism was abolished, a modern army was created, and Japan built railways, telegraph lines, and industries at a furious pace. In just a few decades, Japan transformed itself from a secluded feudal society into a modern industrial power. With its newfound strength, Japan sought to build an empire, just as the Western powers had done. In 1894, it went to war with China over control of Korea, winning a surprisingly swift victory in the First Sino-Japanese War. Seeking to secure resources and dominate the Pacific, Japan signed the tripartite pact with Germany and Italy, officially joining the Axis powers. On December 7, 1941, Japan launched a surprise attack on the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor, bringing the United States into World War II. After years of brutal fighting across the Pacific, the war came to a devastating end in August 1945, when the United States dropped atomic bombs on the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Japan announced its unconditional surrender, marking the end of its empire and the beginning of a new chapter. The post-war period was one of profound change. Under Allied occupation, Japan was demilitarized and democratized. A new constitution was written, renouncing war and guaranteeing fundamental human rights. Then, something truly remarkable happened. With focus and determination, Japan rebuilt itself from the ashes. A combination of government policy, a strong work ethic, and technological innovation fueled what became known as the Japanese economic miracle. Companies like Toyota, Sony, and Panasonic became household names around the globe. By the 1980s, Japan had become the second largest economy in the world, a peaceful and prosperous nation that had completely reinvented itself. From ancient clans and samurai warriors to imperial ambitions and an economic rebirth, the story of Japan is one of dramatic transformations of resilience and of a unique culture that continues to captivate the world. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through Japanese history, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video.